From Fort Salonga, New York, KB2 UKA, and we are live streaming, DJ.
Okie dokie, yeah, very good. Then I'll have to, let's see, KB10 radar right there, and live. Sounds very good. Yeah, just it boggles the mind of how technology has gone, over the last even 20 years, and what's it going to be like in another 20 years? So, I guess it's that if you don't embrace the technology, it'll leave you behind.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Just like with anything else, with computers, I look at my mother who still struggles, but she was not an early adopter of any of the new technology. Something new comes out, bam, I want to try it, and like my son's got the MetaQuest VR glasses. I know how to use it. I don't use it, but I know how to use it, and I played with it for a couple of days when he got it. And I've driven electric cars. I don't own one, but I've test drove them, and I've driven buddies that own them. And I know how to do regenerative braking and all that. So, you got to, like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, and you have to not be afraid of trying something different, Example, going to the SDR from the 756 Pro 3. I love that radio. I thought that, that was going to last me a long time, but then I started to worry about the fact that it's very heavy, and
What's up, Alex?
What was it going to cost to fix it if I ever needed to get it fixed and that. So I just happened to be on 17 meters and I heard guys talking about these SDR radios, and that kind of opened up my eyes. And and that's all the stuff I've done in my life. There's guys, Doug, that just have one hobby. They just do the same thing over and over and over and never expand onto anything else. Man, I've as one guy told me, he says, man, you drink from the fire hydrant. You don't drink from the tap. You drink from the fire hydrant. I said, well, I want to experience and try everything. There's a lot of stuff I've done.
Yeah. You told me so. I know you were a pilot. You flew planes. You've raced cars. I want to say hi to my good friend Alex, Whiskey 7 Hotel United, who's in the live chat right now. Good to see you, Alex. Hold on one second for a minute. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. DJ, I'll be right back. I got to look something up. KB2 UKA.
Okie dokie. Yeah, we're getting to the top of the hour. 36 degrees here, community of Lambton Shores, Southern Ontario. I have 73 degrees in the shack. It's very comfortable. So, Monday. Golly, I don't know where the time's going by. We're not too far away from Christmas, and it'll be over with, and then we'll have New Year's Eve to go through, and then we'll kind of settle into winter. It'll be interesting to see what we have for weather, whether we get a bunch of snow and cold weather, or whether it's going to be mild. But we'll just let Mother Nature take care of it. And hi, Alex. It's just something that we will have to adapt. No matter what the weather is, we just need to adapt.
Yep. So I'm just waiting. Check October. Okay. I got to look up. My wife is saying she paid something that she's being told she didn't pay, so I got to go check the Amex account. Give me 2 seconds here. KB2 UKA, and hello, Andy.
Okie dokie. I can keep rambling on here. We don't want dead air. It's got to have somebody talking on here. So, so there's Andy's in the chat, and Alex, Vince is in the chat there as well. So good to see the guys. Well, we'll see who else shows up. It's still early, just about 7 o'clock, just about to the top of the hour here. So it'll be interesting to see who shows up on this Monday evening. My wife is watching. We'll be watching The Voice because she enjoys that, and I enjoy it, but it's not something I just run to watch. So. But that's her thing, and she's in the TV room there. We have a 120-inch screen is what you're putting up as well, Doug. So it's and stereo surround sound. It's, boy, I'll tell you, you have a movie on with sound effects and that. It is fun to watch, and I mean, you can vibrate that room. So you guys will enjoy it once you get that up and running in your entertainment room there too. So anyhow, we'll see what do we got here. We're about 15 seconds away from the top of the hour, and we've got well, there's not any more in the chat, but okay, it's close enough. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie at the top of the hour.
Kilo Bravo 2 United Kilowatt Alpha. All right, so I couldn't find it, but now I have to go into the statements because the regular activity only goes back until November 4th, and she told me to check October 31st and after, 7 days after. So let's see, manage account, come on. The statements are probably up top. Go to profile. You would think you could just search for the transaction, but they don't let you do that. They don't let you do that, DJ. So we've got to do it the old-fashioned way and pull up the statement. October 21st through November 19th. Yes, let's look at that one. Okay, sort by amount, high to low. Oh, I don't want to look at this. High to low, huh? No, she did not pay it. Sorry, honey, you're going to have to pay it. All right, let me text her. KB2UKA.
Yeah, I went to Tarracona de Libro to pay my visa, so they have a security guard at the door there all the time now since they got robbed. They had gunmen come in and rob it. They put the people in the safe, and they've never, no word if they ever found the perpetrators or not, but it was quite traumatic for them. So now they were closed for I think a couple of months. They have a branch in town here, so they were in there. They don't have any money at the branch in town here. It's just more or less where there's a debit machine and you can do deposits and that, and they have an office for meetings, but that was it. So, but they were there for interim, and then they went back to Tarracona, which is about a 15-minute drive for me. And so yeah, security guard lets you in and lets you out. So you let yourself out, but they have a security guard now all the time. So it was quite traumatic for all the people that were working there. And there's only one person that they found her cell phone. All the others never got their cell phones. They had them taken. They lost all their stuff that they had on their cell phones. So yeah, that was very traumatic for the community around here.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, there's crime everywhere right now. Absolutely everywhere. Hold on one second. God, she knows I'm doing something. But of course, it just never stops. Let's see. Okay. Good. And now I want to do that. Good. All right. Sorry, DJ, I'm rambling here. Can you search individual amounts? No, I can. 316. What? All right, I got to go to the side. KB2UKA.
Okay. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. It's a live stream on the KB2 UKA stream. And Doug slipped away for a few minutes there, and I just thought I'd better keep the air vibrating here with RF so people know that we're on the air still. So I got to turn my 2 meters down. It's getting noisy here. So I was just wondering where the other guys are. I know Art's gone for supper, and don't know where any of the other guys are. So hopefully some of the other guys show up. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm back. KB2 UKA, hopefully with no more distractions.
Well, I was holding the fort down for a little while anyhow, but I got tired. Didn't have anything more to say, so welcome back to your YouTube live stream, Doug.
Very good. You're 20 over. We are doing 1,489 watts. How copy? Over?
You are as well are 20 over, and I am doing 500 watts here from the station VA3KBC in Lambton Shores, Southern Ontario, Canada.
Sounds really good. Hello, Mark. Hello, Andy. Vincent, I don't think I said hello to you. Good to hear you in there. See you in there, Vincent. Yeah, we're rocking and rolling. I don't know, DJ. It seems like not too, I guess most people get on a little bit later.
That's the way it's been happening. So, but I think some of the guys are hunting too, so that takes up some time, and they're maybe tired when the evening comes. So, just a lot of stuff going on with this time of the year, I think too.
Yeah. I just I've got a busy 3 weeks leading up to Christmas. I got a new employee starting on December 15th. I have to transition his clients by December 20th because I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. So he doesn't have too many clients to move, so I should be able to bang it out in 5 days.
many do you have working for you?
It's me, my partner. Then we have a portfolio manager, and then we have two, four, another one. 10. There's 10 of us right now. There will be 11 in about 2 weeks.
Oh, pretty good size then. Yeah. Now, what was it? 15-minute drive to the office from home?
20 minutes. 20 minutes. It's in the town I grew up in. It's a one lane road all the way there. So depending on traffic or who you get stuck behind, but yeah, I usually do it in 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people from this area that they work in Sarnia, Chemical Valley, or whatever, and also in London. London's a good hour drive. Sarnia is about a half hour, 35 minutes. Depends if they have to go to Chemical Valley, then that gets a little bit more. But still, Lakeshore Road here, when I get up in the morning at 5, if I get up 5 or 5:36, Lakeshore Road, there's a lot of cars. You see lights heading to the west.
Yep, it's exactly 10 miles. So it's 10 miles there, 10 miles home. No traffic. I could probably do it in 14 minutes.
Oh, Roger. Oh, that's good. But so to get into, we went. Oh golly, how many years ago? They were just finishing up the new, the replacement for the World Trade Center, the two Twin Towers. They were just finishing up with the new one there. That was the last time we went to see Luther and Michelle in Woodburn, New York. So Luther took us to New York, and we got on one of those double-decker buses and toured around. We went by the UN, we went by Trump Plaza, the Trump Tower, and then we went to the marine there and took a ferry over to Ellis Island. We didn't get off. We stayed on the ferry and then went back because Luther and Michelle were waiting for us there at the dock. So yeah, that was, and it was a Saturday, and it was it Sunday? Maybe it was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. It was a Sunday, yeah, and it was beautiful. But those double-decker buses, I mean, they're driving along, and the girl that was explaining all the stuff in that, she kind of keep putting her head down because branches and twigs and that and signs, and I'm thinking, how did you do this and not get sued? So, because she got conked in the head a few times, and a few other people got some branches, so it was a little hazardous being up on the double-decker bus.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm from here, so I've never done that. And I lived in Manhattan for 3 years, 2.5 years when I went to school. I went to NYU. So I lived on 3rd Avenue and East 11th. So I used to be able to navigate the city very, very easily. I knew every subway route, where to change, what to do. If you walk in somewhere, what subway to hop on. So, yeah, I've never been to the Statue of Liberty, DJ. I've been to Ellis Island, but never directly to the Statue of Liberty. So and then I think in my 10, 11 years old and my teens, I think it was closed for all those years for repair. And then I think they had opened it right before September 11th, if I remember correctly. And then after September 11th, they closed it again for a while. So that might be a good day trip for the kids. Take them into the city, take them to see the Statue of Liberty.
It was 10 years ago because I just got my amateur radio license, and I had sent a 2-meter radio. I don't remember who I purchased it from, but I sent it there and picked it up there at that particular time. So it was around 10, 11 years ago when we went, and at that time, the statue was not open. You could stand underneath it and everything, but you could not go into it and stuff like that. So that was another one of the reasons we didn't get off the ferry. But yeah, it was a gorgeous day. And then we went to Katz Delicatessen and had one of their special sandwiches. I forget what the heck they are. Anyhow, so we did that, and we had a Nathan's hot dog.
Hello,
Had
Paul.
that.
Good to see you.
yeah, I guess that was about it. So, yeah, it was. Well, we were in Times Square, and I remember Carol. She was just looking around, and I said, "Carol, come." She was in awe. Like she always wanted to go there, and so she was in awe. And, like she'd still be there if I hadn't kept an eye on her because there were so many people there. She would have got lost, so I had to keep an eye on her. But yeah, it was a once in a lifetime deal for me, and I know she'd like to go back, but that'll never happen. So, but it's a huge place, and yeah, we went by the what do I want to say here? Good grief, the high rise there, the original one. Oh Jesus.
The Empire State Building.
Bingo.
Yeah, the New York City is unbelievable. It's a shame that what they've allowed to happen to it and how unsafe it is. When I was a kid, and I'm not that old, I'm 43. So I was taking the Long Island Railroad into Manhattan at 13 years old alone. And I'd go do what I wanted to do for the day and come home. My daughter's 10. She's going to be 13 in 3 years. I would never, ever allow her to go into Manhattan right now, or in 3 years, if it stays the way it is now. It's really, really a shame. And you either had a Reuben at Katz Deli or you had pastrami on rye.
Yeah, pastrami on what? Pastrami on rye.
Yep, you got the best entertainment there, the best food. It really is a melting pot of diversity and different cultures. Most people mind their own friggin' business. They walk down the street with their, they don't bother you. But now you just have to worry about insanity. There's a complete disregard for life. They'll stab you in the heart for a fake watch on your wrist.
Yeah. Well, our friend Luther, I had full trust in him because he was ex-CIA, 6 years of the CIA. So, yeah, there's stuff that he told us, and he was also the marshal in this town. He had pictures of Billy Ray Cyrus, Julio Iglesias, Donna Summers, Willie Nelson. He said, Billy Ray Cyrus called up and he says, "I need to get away. Can I come to your place?" And Luther said, "Yep." And he says he slept on that couch for 2 nights, just because he had to get away in that. So he had a lot of people that he knew and looked after. So this guy was just unbelievable. And I said, I met him online when I was looking for a motorcycle, between a 1500 Goldwing and the 1800 Goldwing, and it was on a forum that I was on, and he kind of took me under his wing. So we were going back and forth for quite a few years, and I finally said, "Luther, whatever made you befriend me?" He says, "Well, you're the little brother I never had." So anyhow, but he had a stroke and passed away.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. He died from the stroke?
A little while later, a couple months afterwards. Yeah, he took us to West Point. We got to go. We got to go all around West Point. We got in there because of his credentials and because he was ex-military. He was Air Force. He flew Vietnam, so. Punched out of a jet a couple of times, and he showed me the holes in his leg, bullet holes and that. He got hit once, and he thought that was hydraulic fluid, then realized, no, that's my blood.
Oh, wow, yeah, he was the real deal. Yep, you don't want to mess with a guy like that. Too bad he's not around now, because that'd be the only guy I'd feel comfortable with going around Manhattan.
Yeah, and super smart.
So hopefully, the elected officials will change and the policies will change, and Instead of me having to ask 3 employees at Rite Aid to unlock deodorant for me, they'll start prosecuting theft again. They don't prosecute theft. It's not allowed. If you are a retail employee and you call 911, you're suspended from your job. It is completely bizarro world.
Well, you see now what's happened in Argentina, what's happened in Holland. Geert Wilders came elected. There's some results as well that things never stay the same, Doug. They do change, and people finally get fed up. And I'm looking at Canada. People are totally fed up with this asshole Trudeau. I mean, he's a narcissist. He's a Marxist, communist, dictatorship-loving tyrant. And with the carbon tax that's been implemented, people are starving. It's between heating their homes and putting food on the table. So they've got petitions where they want him to resign, and I don't want him to resign. I want to go into election and then vote that son of a bitch out. That's what I want. But anyhow, we'll see what's going to happen in the future. They're talking that maybe the powers that be of the Liberal Party may have him have to resign. But Doug, I've been around a long time. I've worked in politics. I was scrutineer. Both my daughters were scrutineers when we had elections, and I'll tell you, when it comes to politics, you never, ever can predict what's going to happen.
You can't, but my concern is, would a tyrant actually allow you to win an election against them? That's the big concern now. And the big test was 2020, and we all know what happened there.
Well, it's those the voting machines. That's the problem. They were hijacked.
Well, I said it the other day. Little by little, they're leaking stories out of the state of Georgia here, which was a big contentious state for election integrity. There are little blips of stories coming out, like a couple of milliseconds read on major networks. And of course, if you go to the more fringe networks, you'll hear a little bit more. But over the last few weeks, inaccurate ballots, the machines weren't tabulating correctly. They're going to slowly leak it out. If they're close to being caught, they have to place the blame somewhere else. So they'll blame the machines. They'll say they malfunctioned. No one manipulated them. That's how they'll politely release the truth.
Well, my biggest beef is with the media. They are corrupt. They're weasels. They're bought out by the politicians, liberal politicians, and I detest the media.
Oh, so do I. God, even AM radio that I listen to in the car, you could just hear the bias in the reporter's voice, like when they're reporting on the Trump trials right now. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. But all we can do is, for now, is go to the voting booth and vote and spread the word and make sure your ballot is counted properly. I stand there till it tells me ballot casted, but again, if they're manipulating the machine, it doesn't friggin' matter.
Yeah, well, we'll just see what's going to happen here in Canada, too. Even our Premier, Doug Ford's supposed to be conservative, but he's more liberal than conservative in some of the policies he's done. Started out good, but then he's doing the wrong things. But anyhow, so we'll have to see what happens. Like I said, you just never know when it comes to politics, but my concern is the WEF and Klaus Schwab and Soros and that, what they're trying to do to the rest of the world and us here as well. Klaus Schwab said at a conference that they have half of the Liberal cabinet in Canada. We have infiltrated half of the Liberal cabinet in Canada, Trudeau's cabinet. So they're not elected, and they're dictating to the cabinet ministers. And that's the other thing that I don't like about our politics here in Canada, is how MPs, you can become an MP, you can immigrate to this country, and then you can run and be an MP. And you should be, in my opinion, you should be born and raised in Canada, second generation, before you can run for politics. But we have politicians, MPs, that are from other parts of the world. So whose allegiance are they to? You know, that's the sad part. And just it's just, to me, not the right way to run a country and government.
Oh, well, we have that here too. You could be a congressman or woman and not be a natural-born citizen. The only position that requires a natural-born citizenship is the President of the United States, which is why it was very concerning when Mr. Barack Obama would not release his birth certificate, because there was speculation that he was not a natural-born citizen of the United States of America. But I'm sure they would change that as well. Yes, exactly. You know, if it's every man for himself and every nation for themselves, and your allegiance might be somewhere else, how can you rule for the best, or how can you make decisions for your constituents in their best interests if your allegiance is with another sovereignty? So yeah, I'm glad our president has to be born as a natural-born citizen here. I agree. Our congressmen are like your MPs. It should be that they have to be also. Over.
Yeah, well, in his biography, he said he was born in Indonesia. He was educated there, and that was part of the problem. He wasn't educated to the fact that capitalism is good, and
Take care, Paul. Have
you
a
know,
good one.
your Second Amendment and the Constitution and all that. And he's the one that started the ball rolling as far as the negativity on America and how bad it is and everything else. And then you have professors in colleges and universities that preach the same thing, like that are communist links. So it's like I said, nothing stays the same. It will turn around, and it'll just take brave people to stand up against the corruption and the evil, and hopefully you'll hopefully see it in your lifetime. I don't know if I'll see it in mine here, but I do fear for my grandkids. At least my grandson, my 18-year-old grandson, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He sees eye to eye with what his Nana and Papa see as well.
Well, yeah, you got to make sure, and I have this concern with my children, you have to make sure you're educating them and not allowing them to be indoctrinated by the public school system. Because whether it's the U.S. or Canada, I'm sure it's very, very similar messaging that's happening, because it's all the New World Order, all globalist, elitist propaganda that's been infiltrated into the United States education system. I'm sure that has happened in Canada as well. You know, we're sister countries. We're right next to each other. And boy, you know what didn't get a lot of press or a lot of explanation? Have you heard anything about this explosion on the Rainbow Bridge since the night it happened? I just thought of it.
Yeah, no, it was the same day. The guys were talking on 2 meters about this Blue Water Bridge closed down, and apparently from the next day got more information, and it was a couple, an older couple that they were going to go to Toronto to a KISS concert, but it was canceled because the KISS guys all got COVID. So I guess they went to the casino, and then they left to go home. They're from the States, but was it medical? You know, because there's getting to be more and more medical now with those that have been jabbed, having a stroke or a seizure or something of that nature, heart attack. And they also, that particular vehicle, they've had a recall on stuck accelerators pedals. So anyhow, the FBI and the RCMP or whoever's in, I think it was the FBI, just said no, that there's nothing nefarious, no explosive bombs or anything like that. It was just a car accident, and it didn't happen anywhere near the toll booths there. So that's where that goes, and that's how that ended up.
So I saw the video, and I believe it was a Bentley, which is like a $200,000 car, U.S. And man, it took off. Okay, it took off. Again, yeah, if you have a stuck accelerator, it will take off. It looked aggressive the way it was driving, and what's odd, so it exploded allegedly on impact. I see the video where it gets launched, and I have no camera angle of the impact, and all the footage shuts off without you seeing any explosion. So of course, they did this to us. They made us question everything by not telling us the truth about anything. I think it's odd that, and then the stories changed that first night. First, it was a Canadian coming to the U.S., then it was a Western New Yorker going to Canada, then it was a Western New Yorker in Canada coming back to the U.S. Then they reported there was explosives and it was terrorism. Then there was no explosives and terrorism. It just seems odd for the liberal media to say that if that wasn't the case. And then they went, better switch our story. And hello, Captain Darren, N4 VFR. He is in the live stream.
I see that. Yeah. Hi, Darren. VA3 KBC, bottom of the hour. Well, I'll let you identify.
KB2 UKA.
Yeah, so Carol was watching a lot on her iPad. There's different reporting coming up, and there was a guy that they were interviewing that actually worked as a tour guide, and he's seen it. He was actually there and seen it. He said there was no explosion, there was no bomb. It was just the gas tank burning of that from the ignition of the crash. So he said that's all that had happened. He said, I want to get the story straight. There was no bombs, there was no explosions. It was just the vehicle that got on fire from the crash. And he says, I seen it going, and it had to be hitting 100 mile an hour when it hit that bank there, and it went airborne and then hit an abutment there. And but then that's where we learned that there was no bomb or anything. So it was, and then another story that we started to read, and I think it was on Small Dead Animals, one of the blogs I read, where a guy put on there the information. Apparently, this couple owned a bunch of different hardware stores. So they're very well to do, and they were very good people to the community, did a lot of charity work in that. So, but they wouldn't give any names at the time, but they did talk to people that knew them, and that's what they said, that they were, very good, charitable and that for the community. So the thinking is that it might have been a medical something, or maybe the accelerator pedal stuck, because that was one of the issues with the Bentley, and they had a recall.
Yeah, who knows? Well, maybe it was just a horrible tragedy, and if it was, God bless them. And they both are deceased, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, then that's a shame. Hopefully there was nothing nefarious. But it did just, I heard about it that day, and maybe a little bit the next day, and then it just disappeared. All right, DJ, well, I don't think I'm going to be a late 80-meter guy tonight. I'm going to get out of here. It was great talking to you. Great QSO as usual. Sounding marvelous. And everybody in the live chat, I hope you have a great night. I'm going to clear out of here. So, again, this is KB2 UKA live from Fort Salonga, New York. I'm going QRT, DJ. I'll listen out. Take care.
Okay, sounds good. I think I'm going to do a little private streaming and do some more work on my series here of about amateur radio. I've been getting some stuff together, and I got to get it all edited at the end. So I do little blocks with this. With this CapCut program. I can add and I can move it around and add audio and text and all that stuff. So it's quite a learning process, but I'm working away at it, and That first one I put out, it was pretty rough. So this one here, I want to have it a little bit more professional looking and sounding and that. So anyhow, 7-3, my friend. You have a good rest of the evening, and maybe we'll talk to you again tomorrow night. KB2 UKA. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie, 7-3.
All right, 73. And was there someone in there real quick?
Yeah, hey, Doug. You just heard that you're signing right now. I'm just getting on. Danny over here, V3DAG. How are you guys doing?
Good, Danny. Good, brother. Good to hear you in there. Yeah, I am signing. Gonna go up, spend some time with the wife and kids. But DJ might be in there a little bit, so I'll leave you two. You guys have a great night, 73. And DJ, I use CapCut, but I use it on my phone. You might want, I don't know where you have it. It's easy to use on the iPad or the phone, but I'll just leave you with that. 73, guys.
Yeah, I've got it on my desktop, so I'm doing it with the desktop.
Oh, okay. Great. Awesome. All right. Take care, Danny, DJ. Have a great night. KB2, UK clear.
All right, brother. All the best. Nice hearing you in there.
Yeah, hi, Danny.